Wow.
Welcome to Istanbul.
Yeah. Not a bad office you've got here.
No, but we are very lucky here. This is part of the Borusan Art and Culture Foundation.
Yeah.
And they are extraordinary people. They support art for so many years. And when we decided to do our label honor that I was telling you earlier with Zeynep, and she said, okay, we have an office, and then and actually interesting thing, very soon, and in a couple of weeks we are starting a new project. It will be honored, that's the name of our record, Honored Records Terrace Session. So it will be total unplugged.
Yeah.
And then most of them we will use upstairs, and because we have so many musicians come to visit Istanbul for concerts, so whenever they come, we will say, let's go upstairs, one microphone, one camera.
Yeah.
We say, play whatever you like.
Great.
And the backdrop will be the Istanbul. Rainy day, sunny day, summer day.
We just went to, last night we went to like a rooftop terrace festival.
Okay, yeah, I do.
And they had like many, you know, the hotels, many festivals, terraces, and you buy one ticket and you go into all these different parties.
How was it?
It was really fun. It was actually kind of amazing. Like places like this, but just super packed, like full of
amazing.
DJ stuff. DJs were like, okay, you know, fine, good enough. Yeah, it wasn't like, oh my god.
No.
Yeah.
But do you feel the same way in general, like I would even say last 10 years in electronic music, not that much interesting thing coming up.
Yeah, not so much. I think, like we were talking about earlier, there's so much coming out, and it's kind of easy to be a DJ these days.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I think a lot of the real artists are like yourself are integrating the live music inside their set, or some type of multimedia interaction or something. You know?
I think that like that for me, that balance between something digital to acoustic, something really very organic, something is more tech. The meeting point, Istanbul is a little bit like that.
Yeah.
We hear Cumbush. Cumbush was the grandfather of banjo, I think.
Yeah.
That's my theory, at least it looks that way. I mean, this city have both of meeting point of that. And one side is industrial, the sound is like there you go, plane is passing by. So even in the DJ set now, I have a new project is starting that I have a DJ set and then 2 drummers, 1 drummer, 1 percussion. I like to move between those things. When you play beautiful tribal, tech house, whatever it is, when you pull the electronic backs and leave the audience with this one guy hitting this one percussion, and then at the essence you send them to root. What was it? And then bring back again. I'm always connected to that.
Yeah, I've got the wave drum and darbuka and daf, and I have electric oud, and you know, I try to mix it all in. You know, because a lot of these guys are just standing there, just look like they're checking the email. Like,
man, it's not happening. It feels like that. I know. And then, the tools that you use are pretty much affecting the outcome of what you do. So when you use that much, I mean, that's very ironic that I say this too, because at the same time you teach Ableton Live. When you use the technology, it's great. When the technology starts to use you, that is the time you need to pay attention what is happening. So I think that meeting, but in a minimal tech house scene, I think there's something new coming up. Instead of like more like house type of screaming vocals, like they use ethnic sounds. I found that world is kind of like new acid poly, loom, and Ocean versus Orientalis, like they are bringing something very, I like that it's very refreshed. So hopefully more young artists will come out of that.
Yeah, and I think tech house and acid house, and like, because it's a journey.
That's right.
Right? And so you can kind of get into this deeper, like almost like shamanic,
that's right,
like mystical kind of vibe,
that's
you know, with the music, where it's not like kind of like this candy thing, where it's a deeper, more personal kind of, and it's still loud and it's still exciting, but it can go deeper.
That's what, when you say shamanic, I think that is such a right keyword for that.
Yeah.
Because they create a certain type of trance feeling. Once you get into that, you can't stay there quite long time. And then, I mean, the electronic music, one thing is now, it gets me, like when you go, especially commercial venues, you know, this is build up and drop. They're more build up and the drops than music itself. Like roll machine things going on, it drops, it comes, and there is nothing in the essence. But in this new minimal tech house, ethnic type of stuff, first of all, the BPM is pretty much between like 90 to 110. They stay there. It's more like a pulse. Once you go there, especially if you're in a good environment. then I feel like some new energies. I hope more and more people. And I have a feeling that now the next phase of that will be bringing live instrumentation. Because the music is so open for that. Foundation is really there. Really beautiful live instruments will be really amazing.
And you were doing early looping and things like that. Like you were one of the first people to bring in the live and kind of remixing and like on stage.
Yeah, do you remember in that time, because we didn't have laptop to use on the stage, there was like
loop station.
Jam man, do you remember that? Like, you have a pedal, you loop something, then you let your percussion player play on top of that. But the moment that I think that I will say that as early as I remember doing that was, I would say 1991, 1992.
Wow.
Then you felt like people were reacting that so positively, because now they were also witnessing something that is not exist in that moment. It's not like a song that you recorded, played. They can play that song at home, but for this, they see that something almost in a way jazz music as well.
Exactly.
There's simple improvisations that you come back in the same thing. So I thought that will be the new phase of that, and especially so in your new project, if you need someone to come and join you, I will be very happy.
Mirjan, I cannot believe that you're asking me to join my new project.
That will be really, really cool.
In fact, I have this idea. We're working with Tariq and his Kurdish percussion ensemble, and I was thinking how wonderful it would be if the three of us did a track together, or maybe an EP.
That would be amazing.
Like daft musicians and the ney and then electronics, like all that.
That will be.
To me, that sounds pretty good.
And I think that that will be fun. Do you remember Kamkaris? Like those guys, like 3, 4 Def, like they were for me really like techno. That's what techno is. You know what I mean? So I'm up for it.
Okay.
And then maybe our first world debut just for ourselves at Burning Man.
Excellent.
How about that? Even if there was only you and me and 2 people, we have to do it.
I can play a bit of daft.
In one point, we can all play a little bit daft, and then we can build on that. Like, when you were telling me how you met this beautiful lady with the daft and ney, that I think that story has to be in your film because it's a magical story.
It is magical. Turkish, your buddies. So Mirjan, tell us about Istanbul.
Look at this city. I mean, when I used to go to university, my home was in the other side, which is Asia, and my Istanbul University in the European side. So in a day, I would change the continent twice. How insane is that? Like in the morning, you wake up in Asia, and then afternoon, you're actually in Europe, and then go back. I mean, Istanbul is, when they ask me about Istanbul, I always say, it seems to me that Istanbul is the city Devil and Angel walked hand by hand.
Devil and Angel.
Yeah. It's a city of contrast.
It is.
Something super modern and kind of ugly building, something very historical and wonderful. Something is like very commercial, big McDonald's, you go to back street, suddenly you ended up in 15th century house backyard. So all those contrasts, and then the real city is under that skin. You know how cities are, some cities are like that.
Layers.
Cairo is like that. Not a, and then when you go underneath it, sometimes you see a really ordinary looking apartment. You would never, but you go to the back alley, suddenly you end up with a lemon garden.
Yeah.
So for me, it is that contrast, and then considering that these layers of culture, like not, I mean, as Turks, Ottomans, we are here, I mean, let's say 500 years.
Yeah.
But before that,
Exactly.
So they are still there. And even when you go to Santa Sofia next to a blue mosque, that contrast, and also when they say, for imagine the music, says your music is meeting point between east to west. I said, come on, see this stuff. It is
music is my childhood.
Yeah. So
exactly.
it is a natural sound of that. You just listen that, and then you respond to that. And you walk in a Beyoğlu, you have a street music. Actually, last week I was walking really from, like, this is a less than 500 meters. There were street musicians. First of all, there are more and more Middle Eastern musicians. There were
I heard Arabic music.
Right? There was an Arabic group, I think Syrian, Iraqi, and they were playing that beautiful. And then next to them, maybe like 20 meters after, the other side, they were more like Persian type, or Iranian type, Ney type of it. We come here, there was one guy play Comanche, he's a Black Sea guy, he's really amazing. Then there was a Kurdish group. It just thinks this is like how magical that we are meeting of culture, and I think that diversity makes what Istanbul. It's almost like a real mosaic. Each of those stones are different colors, but when they come together, what we call that picture is Istanbul. And I think that we have to maintain that. We have to maintain that type of magical balance into that. All right.
So Galata Towers
there,
here.
which you can see 360-degree whole city. It is therefore just much earlier than Turks came here. Then this.
So what? Yeah. So there's it like Roman or like the origin of the tower? It's like
or Genevieve Tower. I want to even tell the exact
early
dates.
Christian, maybe.
Yeah. Like it's again 1453 that Turks, the Fatih Sultan Mehmed conquered that tower. But this whole region was like Italians, Armenians, and then when you see Galatasaray, this is the French high school up on there.
Right.
Beyoğlu was in one period, I would say, the reason why they call Beyoğlu, that was almost like there was some tradition that people will dress up really slick and beautiful come to Beyoğlu. Coming there was something, and it was, but the
like a promenade. Like
that's it, like a promenade. It's a really beautiful. So, but today, I mean, okay, we hear the,
it's like families and stuff.
That's now that's because the Istanbul's population is changing. There are lots of migration from the eastern Turkey, especially after the Syrian crisis. But still, I mean, what is amazing when I talk to my friends in Canada about Turkey, if they've never been here, they more I think about Middle East countries. And then when I told them like in Istanbul you have a synagogue, church and mosque sharing the same corridor. That type of and when you see how sad period the humanity is going through right now, to see that still three different religions share the one common corridor, we want to hear that more and more.
That's exactly what we want to hear, because everyone's pulling apart.
Unfortunately, and they're pulling apart very, very fast, and the world politics, kind of provoking that.
They almost want us to pull it back and not see our common.
Absolutely, and I think in that sense, that when we talked earlier, I think that in this sense, the music, all art and culture, but specifically music, plays such an important role because music is still about unifying. You know, sometimes when I travel with my band, some of my musicians they don't speak like that. From gypsy families, they don't speak any languages, and most of them when you go to Europe, they have that shyness because they don't. But you go to a hotel lobby, especially if there's a festival, in less than 5 minutes, suddenly you see the didgeridoo player from Australia, the tough player Iran, and Mikey's are playing music together, and they already. Then you literally see that how music is a really global language, and unifying and bringing together people. Tomorrow, I think in our concert with the Zara and this incredible Balkan brass band, you will see that's what I think, that not necessarily like I'm playing concert, I am happy. Yes, I am happy about that. The musical part is important, but for me the most important part in our concerts, we have headscarf girls, we have a punk boys, we have a gay guys. To see that music still have that power in a world that politics really dividing the people, but. You know how it is when you are DJing. I'm sure you experienced that many times. You DJ and you look at the dance floor sometimes.
You're wide, diverse.
And you said, I wish that United Nations will run by DJs that bring. You know what I mean? Like we need that type of unification. And then art and as you see now, some people are happy clapping hand, and I don't know what.
Are they soccer guys or something?
Most likely, that's like a soccer guys type of music. So, and then again, even from this single angle, we see the street like there's a headscarf family with the kids.
Everything's like guys. like a snapshot of just so many layers. I mean, everywhere I look, it's not just like this diversity in this one part. It's like every single thing. It's incredible. So we're looking. If we go this way, there's a beautiful bird there.
Hello, seagull.
This is what they say the Asian side.
That's the Asian side.
So we're looking east now.
That's right. And then there's the Bosphorus.
Looking
beautiful,
south.
beautiful. That's right. And then the Topkapı Palace, Santa Sofia. And hearing nice, very male-dominant type of soccer game chanting at the background, which they seems very happy. And then we are in European side. Many times people say the Bosphorus that it divides the Asia to Europe. But for me, actually, Bosphorus is connecting them. I never see them as a divider. I see them as a connector. You have small boats, you go to the other side, and then suddenly, but when you go to the other side, there is a different characteristic as well. And this type of diversity, some cultures are monoculture. They have their own beauty, but I'm not a monoculture type of guy, neither musically, no art. When I see, even there are some restaurants and cuisines there, it's slightly different than here. So Istanbul is almost like a one big country itself. You go, I mean, this is the main street now. If you go to side street, we call Turkey bar. Turkey bar is those like, they play balama, drink vodka type of it.
Like meyhane kind
of type of thing. And each of those meyhane also, different style of them. Some of them is more like Kurdish music, some of them is Anatolian. So even for those, then you talk about food. I mean, there's a restaurants that you go and you tell them what you're doing, they bring the food for you because they go for that. This type of diversity, I think, is that really inspiring, and still, even after those political turmoil and difficulties, we maintain that. And I mean, I'm very critical on many different aspects of political circle of Turkey, but one thing I find fascinating is we don't have really tension between different minorities or majorities. That's why I think that foreign politics playing in that game to see how we can split that. But
divide and conquer.
It is like just now, if you go one of those Turkey bars, they wouldn't care where you come from. They will ask where you come from. They make fun of it, but they don't care if you come from Middle East or like we have so many people from Israel. They come here, even though there's a conflict between Muslim and Israel and politics, but it doesn't apply to that. And I think that to maintain that, it is the most fun. I mean, we are very lucky. San Francisco for me have that in a
It does. That's why I think so many people come there, because it's not Los Angeles, it's not New York. It's its own small creative island.
That's right.
And we just need to hang on to the creative culture there.
That's right.
That's the issue here.
And in Montreal has the same thing as well. So Montreal, Istanbul, San Francisco, those cities are, they kind of, for me they are the world cities. The people there are the citizen of the world. They really function to that. And we try to maintain that as well. I mean, that's a church, the other side. That's a Catholic church, and those are the old houses belong to them. Behind that, the same thing. So, and then next to that you have a mosque. You even see the Topkapı Palace there. I think that is a good model. That it can be, and also for democratization of Middle East. I think that Turkey plays a good role for that. We can be Muslim. I mean, we have 99% of our population is Muslim, but we can still function in a democratic society, which we have to. And that gives it that type of hope also in Turkey.
One thing that I've noticed while I've been staying here is the diversity and the health of the society. The quality of life is really, really high. Like, late at night you'll still see like elderly couples walking, kids are roaming free, and they're not worried about something bad happening. Just everyone's kind of out on the streets, and it's not like in America. It's kind of weird. Like there's not that many people out,
I know.
and you can feel a little scared sometimes because the streets are empty, and you're sort of like, what's going to happen,
That's right.
But here, there's so many people everywhere, and there's always food available, and there's always somewhere to rest. Public restrooms, things like that, like basic things that you actually don't see in America, are everywhere here. And I just want to tell everybody that's like watching the show or whatever, that the quality of life here is really, really high.
And that's quite actually remarkable, because I mean, we have 20 million people. In Canada, is bigger than Middle East and Europe together. We have 30 million people. And imagine 20 million people in one city, and how those basic things like the public washrooms, the food, how those functions is quite remarkable. And also I find like in some places, you really need to have lots of money if you want to have a decent life. Even in Beyoğlu, the range to go somewhere is a fancy restaurant, to go somewhere for $2 and eat a really nice food. Right there. I love that. You don't, it provides that. And that most of the time the $2 food, I love it very much.
I know. And the food's incredible. And the music's just like kind of pouring out, like you said, everywhere. It's just...
And 24 hours. In Beyoğlu, 4 seasons, 365 days, go out, you will find a food, you will find a music, you will find something to drink. The street's almost like the essence or the heart of all of Anatolia. Like it's all just coming right here. Yeah, we were coming back from this like rooftop festival thing last night, and 4 a.m.
we came upon, like, I guess was a Black Sea sort of violinist,
Okay.
but he had a band, like electric bass and everything, and everyone's dancing in the alleys and like doing the whole thing, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's it.
You know, and it was like very average, like, okay, no problem, you know. And for us in the States, you know, the bars close at like, you know, 1:30, 2 a.m. Okay, bye-bye.
That's it.
And yeah, it's not a good scene. You know?
I think it's a very lively culture.
Yeah.
That's one thing is true, and I think that also might be part of the Mediterranean culture. Is like that. I mean, when I was in last week when we did this Blue Voyage thing, and we stopped by some of the islands in Greece and stuff. It's in our blood. People are really social. People come and talk to you. That's part. They drink together. That's part of that. I mean, in Montreal, in that sense, I probably is the most European North American city, but. I mean, we have 200 something international festival every year, so we are so lucky. But whenever from Istanbul I go to Montreal, like after 30 years, first 2 days I was like, where's everyone? Like,
where,
you know, what's happening? And then you eventually get into that.
Well, we're really lucky to be here with you.
Oh, I am very lucky to have great fans and come back.
Yeah, well, my wife's family's here, so this is becoming like second home, and I feel so grateful because I gotta say, I mean, Turkey really was when I was a young artist, like it was kind of this imaginary, you know, place, and now it's becoming very, very real to me.
Nice.
And I'm having a much deeper experience with it, and the deeper I go, the more I like it.
That's it.
So.
Plus, you are still young and you are still a great artist.
Yeah.
Then the feeling is getting there.
Yeah.
That means that.
Yeah.
Something beautiful will come out of that.
Yeah, thank you. And there's so much from here, you know, the teachers and the, you know, naisons and the oud players, everybody to learn from. It's incredible.
Plus, they're really good musicians.
Yeah,
Really good musicians. I'm not saying that in a national sense at all, but like either nail player or percussion player, oud player, they're really, really great musicians.
Yeah.
So you have another reason to come to Turkey,
do,
my friend.
And now I have a new friend.
We do. And then we are doing the Burning Man back to back. Now that will be the reason for me to go to Burning Man.
Everyone, you're seeing it right now.
That's recorded and said it. Burning Man in 2017 and playing music together.
Yeah, and there's going to be an eclipse out there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big year. All right, so World of Sound, piecing out with Mercan Dede in Istanbul, and what a great session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.